The diplomat's case. A few months after the Phantom Menace, the galaxy was still unsettled. Trade routes shifted, alliances cracked, and whispers of corruption echoed through the Senate. But not every mission called for a lightsaber. Sometimes, it called for a detective. Jedi Master Coleman Trebor stepped off his shuttle onto the dusty landing platform of the Outer Rim world of Vantor. Tall, calm, and composed, the Verk Jedi adjusted his robes as local officials rushed to greet him. Master Trebor, one of them said nervously, "Thank you for coming. We have a situation." Trebor tilted his long head slightly. "You requested a diplomat. That usually means someone has already made things worse." The official swallowed. "A trade minister has been murdered." Trebor paused. "And you believe this is a diplomatic issue?" "We believe," the official said carefully. "It could become one." The case begins. The crime scene was inside a polished government tower, too clean, too quiet. Trebor walked slowly, observing everything. A shattered glass table, scorch marks on the wall, no signs of forced entry. "A blaster?" Trebor asked. "No," said a guard. "No weapon was found." Trebor closed his eyes. The Force whispered. Not chaos, not rage. Fear. A sudden sharp fear, then silence. Trebor opened his eyes. This wasn't random. The victim knew the killer. A strange clue. Hours later, while questioning witnesses, Trebor noticed something odd. Everyone told slightly different stories. Except one. A small maintenance worker, barely paying attention, mentioned seeing a kid near the tower earlier that day. "A child?" Trebor asked. "Yeah," the worker shrugged. "Didn't belong there. Just staring at the building." Trebor's eyes narrowed. Children didn't wander into restricted government zones, unless something or someone pulled them there. Following the trail, Trebor moved through the lower districts of the city, far from polished towers and political lies. Here, the Force felt different. Messy, emotional, alive. Then, a flicker, like a candle in the dark. Trebor turned a corner, and there he was. A small humanoid boy, no older than 5, sitting alone beside a broken wall. Dirt on his face, clothes worn thin, but his eyes, they were focused, watching. "You've been following me," Trebor said gently. The boy didn't flinch. "You were following me first." Trebor blinked once. Interesting. The truth revealed. The boy's name was Kiro. He didn't understand what he had done, but Trebor did. Through careful questions and quiet listening, uncovered the truth. Kiro had been near the tower, scared. The minister had shouted at him, threatened him, tried to have him removed. Kiro panicked, and something inside him reacted. The glass shattered, the air surged. The minister was thrown. Hard. Too hard. Trebor knelt in front of him. "You didn't mean to hurt him." Kiro shook his head, eyes watering. "I just wanted him to stop yelling." Trebor nodded slowly. The Force wasn't just power, it was emotion, and in the hands of a frightened child, it could become something dangerous. The decision. Back at the tower, officials demanded answers. Was it an assassin, a rival faction? Trebor stood tall, calm. "It was an accident," he said, "driven by fear, not politics." They didn't like that answer, but they accepted it, because sometimes the truth wasn't useful. It was just true. A new path. That evening, Trebor returned to the outskirts. Kiro sat where he had left him. "You're not from here," Trebor said. Kiro shook his head. "I don't have anywhere." Trebor extended a large, gentle hand. "You do now." Kiro hesitated. "Are you going to train me to not break things?" Trebor gave a small, rare smile. "Yes." A pause. "And maybe," Trebor added, "to fix them too." As the shuttle lifted into the stars, Kiro stared out the window in awe. "Where are we going?" Trebor looked ahead, peaceful. "To a place where you'll learn who you are." Kiro leaned back, thinking. "Do they have food?" Trebor almost laughed. "Yes, Kiro, they have food." The stars stretched into hyperspace, and somewhere in the galaxy, a new story quietly began.